So if you're self-employed, or if you're a landlord, and your income is £50,000 or more. So income is basically your top line, your sales, your gross rents before any expenses get deducted. If they're more than £50,000 in the year, you're caught by this new Making Tax Digital.
So yeah, big changes coming in for MTD for self-assessment now, isn't it? Making Tax Digital. Was originally 2024.
2024, yeah. In fact, 6th of April 2024, wasn't it? But HMRC doesn't seem to sort of prolonged it because they haven't sort of got their act together.
They haven't got their act together, like they do most things. But so I suppose the new ruling is going to be you can have to report your self-assessment quarterly, like you would do VAT. And at some point in the future, corporation tax. Well, it applies to anybody in self-assessment, doesn't it, really?
So anybody, self-employment, isn't it?
Self-employment and rental properties, isn't it, as well? So there was already a soft start, wasn't there, or soft landing of it?
I think in a couple of years' time after it comes out, it's going to be incomes between 30 and 50,000.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
So that basically applies for self-employed people and people with rental income.
Yeah, which I suppose brings the question as to how much more work there's going to be for the accountant and the individual, isn't it, as well, I suppose. So, whereas at the moment it's just one submission a year for your self-assessment, isn't it? In theory, it's either going to be once a quarter, which obviously is done in the same vein as VAT.
That's right, yeah.
Or they can have the option to do a monthly submission, for which, so in theory, it's either going to be 4 main submissions in the year, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
Or 12 submissions in the year. Followed by a finalisation submission, which will be a 13th or a 5th one, won't it?
That's right.
Depending on whether you decide to go down that route. Which, obviously, then coupled to that, the best way of dealing with that would be through a piece of cloud software, wasn't it?
So cloud software, yeah, something like Xero or QuickBooks. And I think that's the sort of the way the HMRC is pushing that to business owners. Really, they want more sort of organisation, I suppose. If you sort of go back to what business owners should be doing, really, what cloud accounting does, it helps you organise your records in terms of sort of accounting, and it helps with MTD in that
it's compliant.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's one thing.
It's basically it makes the everyday task of your accounting side of the business a lot easier, doesn't it?
It's more efficient, isn't it?
More efficient, yeah. Efficiencies. I suppose it brings in these efficiencies rather than having the inefficiencies of carrying paper around, etc. Absolutely. And those people that go, well, does it include me? So the questions are, how is it that you earn your money? So directors who have a dividend or who've got £100,000 or more in income, doesn't apply to them because at the end of the day, yes, they're in self-assessment, but effectively the only reason they're in self-assessment is because A, that they receive a dividend from their company, or B, because they earn over £100,000, which is obviously another question in itself as to why you would do a return, isn't it? So
yeah, absolutely. And so they're still caught by the old regime where they have to do a tax return by the 31st of January and make a payment on account on 31st of January and 31st of July.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, that's not saying that further down the line they might not have to do it, and knowing HMRC that could be the case, but again, we're only speculating there, so it wouldn't surprise us, put it that way. So.